Hello people of the internet, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, a happy Sunday to you all. Hopefully you are enjoying your weekends, or if you're watching this at any other point in the week, hopefully having a great day nonetheless. We move on with the next stop on our very brief Xdinary Heroes deep dive, or at least of all of the albums that I am unfamiliar with. Next in line, the Hello World EP, which is very interesting that we're covering this album now, considering Baekhyun's most recent album that dropped earlier on this week was also called Hello World. I believe different punctuation though. But either way, I explained this in detail when we checked out Happy Death Day, which for you, I don't know how long ago that will be. For me, it was about 20 minutes ago. I am very familiar with Xdinary Heroes' discography from Freaking Bad era onwards because I've done both title track and album listens to all of them. But I'm not familiar with their early stuff. Like, I knew parts of Happy Death Day, and well, from this album, I know Strawberry Cake at a very close level. It is one of my favorite Xdinary Heroes songs that's dropped. But because I'm unfamiliar with the rest of the music, that's why we're running through the deep dives right now. So we're going to be doing an album a week, essentially. So next week we'll do Haircut Era, which apparently I watched back in the day. I just have no recollection of it whatsoever. So it'll be good to jump back on board with it. But for today, we're going to be running through the Hello World EP. So we got Test Me, Knockdown, Sucker Punch, Strawberry Cake, and Pirates. We're not going to do the instrumental track because maybe we'll be listening to the song on its own anyway, so cool. Let's get started. Roll intro! Can I just say, Happy Death Day was a blast to get the marathon started, or the kind of album listen series started. Admittedly, it was only one song on the album, so it makes the actual like album listen portion very short, and got to spend a lot of extra time on it. But now that we are moving on to the next album, their first proper EP, and I've got album credits pulled up on the side like we would normally do on an album listen. Admittedly, I think we're going to be spending a little bit more time on each individual song, or at least I think I'm going to end up spending a little bit more extra time. Because like on an album listen, we don't normally go back and listen to parts of the song again. I think we might do that on certain songs if it requires it. So if it becomes a little bit longer than your normal 5-track mini album listen, then I can only apologize. But I'm very passionate about the K-Band. Xdinary Heroes are a great example of a great K-Band, and they are one of my recent K-pop / K-Band obsessions. So I'm ready to waffle. I've got a glass of iced tea ready to go, so let's get her started one time. This is track number 1. I believe the title track, titled Test Me. Lyrics by Simunji, Mr. Jungsu, Oda, and Junhan. Composition Simunji, Lee Hae-sol, Jungsu, Oda, and Junhan, with Lee Hae-sol on arrangement. Now this album should be, apart from Strawberry Cake, entirely new to me. So I'm ready to learn. We're not holding back on the punches again, are we? But again, we're kind of going along the Happy Death Day vibes where we just slow down the beat all of a sudden. Oh, never mind. Ramp it up. YouTube, piss off. I love that the vocals slow down, but the beat kicks in extra gear. Hatsune Miku here from Mr. Gaon. I'm here for it. Oh my goodness. That's a great hook. Oh. He's just clearly not appreciating the joy of the K-band, is he? I bet this song would have gone hard live. Oh my god, they are freaking dorks. I also like that we're getting more of their like characters showing now. Like we've got the like proper rappers coming in. The MV, we're getting to see a lot more of their just like playful side. Long hold. Yeah, that test me, like, that's prime fan chant moment. We love a little bit of fan involvement. That descending flip too. Oh my goodness. That's a saucy little flip. Staying outside by myself alone. 세상이 날 빼고 돌아가도. Staying outside by myself alone. 세상이 날 빼고 돌아가도. Also, notice we're getting a little bit more Oda vocal on Test Me rather than from what was it called? From Happy Death Day. Hello, Drumfill Mr. Gunil. Oh my goodness. I can't get over that flip. That descending flip is so satisfying to listen to. Ooh, We are all heroes. That was a cool animation. Yes, absolutely. Stamp of approval. The fun factor is there. It's a little bit more straightforward of a song than Happy Death Day. I think Happy Death Day really let the creative juices flow. Like, you know, it's a debut. You want to really make an impact on the debut. Happy Death Day definitely brings the impact factor. But Test Me is a song that rips. It's got a really nice snappy pace to it, even though in certain moments it slows down. It kind of takes its time a little bit in places that it needs to. But the song really just kind of goes, and that's what you want it to do, is just go, go, go. And you can kind of tell the immediate improvement from Happy Death Day. Not to say Happy Death Day was a bad song. Oh, that went south. But Test Me, they sound a lot more comfortable behind the microphone or like with their instruments. They sound more like gelled together than Happy Death Day. We're getting a lot more kind of vocal switching here and there. Like we've gotten more Oda on vocals on Test Me. Admittedly, we didn't get the Junhan vocal moment this time around. We also didn't get like a prominent guitar solo. I guess we don't really get the prominent guitar solos until you get to B-sides and stuff, but we're seeing that attitude and the charisma from Happy Death Day. That's still most certainly here in Test Me. And it shows in the kind of the manners that they're doing on whatever they're doing on camera. It shows through the physical language as well. The vocal delivery still has that attitude-laced charisma. I think especially with Juyeon in Happy Death Day really surprised me with his vocals because they sounded so much more neutral than what we're used to hearing now in the more recent Xdinary Heroes stuff. You're starting to hear that very unique Juyeon vocal color creep through and Test Me rather more than we got in Happy Death Day, and that's really cool to see. Because for me, I always thought he had that voice, but it's like that's a sound that slowly evolved, and I know that now. I'm also really appreciating Gaon's vocals now that I know who he is. The Hatsude Miku slash cotton candy hair. That is a look, and he rocks it. But like it. It's punchy. It's punchy. It's aggressive. It's kind of up in your grill a little bit. And is this the type of song you want? You want a little bit of a intense gritty song. You want it to be up in your grill. They don't hold back on getting up in your grill. Apologies if apparently I can't articulate thoughts today, but we move anyways. Next up, Knockdown, track number 2, lyrics by Song Hee-jin, Garden, Jungsu, and Gaon. Composition, Garden, Song Hee-jin, Jungsu, and Gaon with Garden on arrangement. Does it have captions? No, it doesn't. That's fine. Oh wait, hold on a second. I was about to call it almost like elegant, but there's a little bit of something else saucy going on. Oh, you are teasing me with that pick slide. Are you kidding me? That synth part is gorgeous. Oh, it's really not that prominent of an increase, or at least not as much as I thought it was going to be. It's the type of song that kind of trudges forward. It's not trying to be a fast song. It's very much slow, and it knows that. That synth line is so nice. And that very subtle, like, spoken delivery from Gaon there to the verse is really nice. Again, adds that charisma factor. Oh, that is such a tease, though. Like, when you have that Junhan pick slide, you expect that intense drop to happen. It never does. That's quite an addictive post-chorus hook. Oh, good hill! What a creamy vocal, oh my goodness. Wait, Goodhill, do that again. There it is. Immediately into the full release. This is the release I was waiting for. Oh, that double, like, rapid pick. Wait, hold on. That was really good. It's stylistically very different than what they've done in the past. Well, past. Yeah. I love the fact that it's got the pace of an anthem, but it feels so heavy on every beat hit. I cannot get over the initial drops on the first two choruses, though. Like, that is such a tease. That... If you know your rock music and you grew up on rock music, especially if you're someone like me who grew up around like the 80s scene of rock music, you know that whenever you get a pick slide, something absolutely freak nasty has to follow it. if Xdinary Heroes had dropped this in the 1980s, that would be a crime against rock and roll. To have that really just crispy, clean pick slide from Junhan, and then just woof, immediately drop it down. No, you cannot get away with. No, I am joking, admittedly, but wow, that has just blown my mind a little bit. But having said that, the anthem nature is spot on. It's exactly what you want. You want that post chorus, especially on an anthem. It's the type of song, or the anthem as a song, is the type of song where you want fan interaction in that you want the fans to join in. That is one of the prime examples of a good anthem, is when the fans can get involved. The entire post chorus of this song essentially is a fan moment, like da 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 da. Like that is your fan moment. You want that going on as you listen to the song and what have you. But as the performer, to have that ability where everyone in the band is singing along, but the crowd's singing along with you, like that is peak performer moment, right? Because you and the fan, you the player and the fans are one in that. And that is a very satisfying feeling. The killer though, Mr. Gunil on the vocals. Oh my goodness, he has such a caramelly smooth vocal. A little bit lower in the register as well. And it's like, well, I love Juyeon's vocal in this group. I think Juyeon is one of my favorite male vocals out of 4th gen, honestly. He's got a terrific vocal that is just so well suited for what he does. But, you know, we got a Junhan vocal moment in Happy Death Day. We got a Gunil vocal moment in Knockdown. They might be sleeper picks when it comes to vocals for me. And it's like, if you're familiar with the K-band Lucy, all 3 members, or they have 4 members, Yechan on violin, Sangyup on guitar vocal, Wonsang on bass vocal, and Gwangil on drum vocal. 3 out of the 4 are very much like the prominent vocal line, so to speak. But on occasion, you'll get the mythical Shin Yechan vocal moment. The resident violinist does not sing a whole lot, but when it happens, it's a spiritual moment. I feel like whenever we come across a Junhan and Gunil moment, it's the exact same thing. It's like, everyone shut up, they're singing. Boom, lock in. Is that just me? It might just be me, but I think that's really cool. But I like the fact that Test Me was a pretty intense song. Knockdown, while still retaining that intensity, slows down the pacing a little bit, gives us a little bit of a breather. Very much needed, because if we were getting 5 intense songs back to back to back to back to back, I don't think we're surviving. Like, just as humans, I don't think we can handle 5 intense Xdinary Heroes songs back to back. Oh, looks like we're starting right away with Sucker Punch, aren't we? Track number 3, Sucker Punch. Lyrics by Sela, Soha, Oda, Junhan, and Juyeon. Composition, Sela, Oda, Junhan, and Juyeon, with Sela on arrangement. What I'm really liking is the fact that there isn't like a composer line. Everyone gets involved in some capacity here and there. I think that's really neat. I thought maybe we were gonna go with something similar, or like a little callback to Happy Death Day. A little bit different though. Ooh, nice driving beat. Hello. Oh, they're doing it again though. Low start. Ramp it up though. Hit it. There's the hit. No, for a song that's called Sucker Punch? that driving, like constant driving beat in the background almost takes an edge off of it. Like for me, it doesn't feel as intense as songs like, you know, Happy Death Day and Test Me. That's really cool. That overdriven guitar and bass part in the verses though is really nice. Love the vibrating texture it adds. And then this like almost like skipping start. I don't know if this is the pre-chorus technically, but yeah, and then having Junhan on that descending riff is like the signal to ramp up everything. I think that's really clever. Like, surely that has to be a Happy Death Day callback, right? Oh, Juyeon. Oh, Juyeon. I was waiting for the Junhan guitar solo. I'm glad we got one. That la 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 moment. Also, you know, it's the exact same syllables being used from Happy Death Day. Different key, different melody, but that descending la 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 in the post choruses that you get on Sucker Punch makes it feel brighter. Like, it's written in a major key, so it adds a certain brightness to it that's weirdly satisfying. Like, Sucker Punch is, I think, more of a Sucker Punch in the shock factor side of things rather than the, like, heaviness side of things. Like, for me, Test Me is more of a song, well, technically Happy Death Day is a song that's up to this point in their discography has really left a big Sucker Punch moment in terms of just like getting hit in the face with it. But Sucker Punch compositionally has a lot of very clever moments that's like, boom, it's happening. And if you know what you're looking out for, it's a really good time. Like, all the I don't know if these are callbacks to Happy Death Day or not, but they're too similar to be a coincidence, if you know what I mean. But like the same melodic cadence, same rhythmic cadence, same style elements, but executed in such a different way is really cool to me. And interesting choice to add the driving beat for this. Like, it's almost a more traditional like rock beat that you have Gunil on drums really just driving the song forward, but it's at a really nice and steady pace through the choruses. And I feel like overall this reigns in the intensity while keeping the kind of stylistic flair that Xdinary Heroes like to do. And I think that's a really interesting balancing point. Because, you know, had I been following Xdinary Heroes up until, like, from the very beginning, and we were listening to it in the order that these dropped, I would think that Xdinary Heroes are just gonna lean into the really intense stuff all the time. But Sucker Punch is one of those songs that's like, well, hold on a second now. Let's rein that back a little bit, and let's really deep what's happening here. That's the sensation I'm getting from Sucker Punch. And you want, especially early on in their career, you want a song like that, because you don't want the general public to establish a kind of an incorrect assumption about what your group is, right? And say if you're what I would like to call a title track merchant, where you just listen to the title tracks, You go Happy Death Day to Test Me. I think, okay, they're into the really kind of intense type of stuff. Sucker Punch obviously isn't one. And, well, I know exactly what's coming next. And whatever's coming next definitely isn't an intense song in the same caliber as Test Me and Happy Death Day. So, you do need to listen to their full discography to understand. But they don't have too much music yet. So, if you're like me and getting really invested, that's a great time. Because you're also constantly getting new music as well. Speaking of the next song, I am very familiar with this song. So, I reckon I'm probably just gonna jam along to this for the most part, but track number 4, Strawberry Cake. Lyrics by Song Hee-jin, Kevin Oppa, Mr. Cho, Gunil, Jungsu, and Gaon. Composition, same exact team, and Kevin Oppa on arrangement. So what we've had Gunil on composition, we've had Gaon on composition, we've had Jungsu, Junhan, Oda. Yeah, so literally everyone at some point on the album already has gotten involved with the songwriting composition, not just the lyrics. I love that. Whenever a group gets involved with their own composition stuff, it goes directly to the heart because it makes it more intimately connected to the performers, if that makes sense. But I have been looking forward to this. Da da da.
Oh, let me tell you a story. 내가 아주 작을 때 의심 없이 믿었던 이야기.
Pacing-wise, it definitely leads into the kind of spookiness from Happy Death Day, doesn't it? Sonically, it's not immediately spooky, but it's slow. It kind of saunters.
Strawberry cake. Sit down and fake. 네 말은 설레. So gonna belly.
Oh my god. This song is high too, like, it's really high.
모두가 사랑하는 fairy tale.
And then this post-chorus adds an additional brightness. And then reload it for verse 2. I'm gonna shut up for verse 2 though. But yeah, this song really just it like creeps up on you. Even though it is slow, it doesn't feel like it like drags behind it all. It lumbers along a little bit, but now that I know who Gaon is, I'm really appreciating his vocals a lot more, especially once he puts some oomph into it. I just love how gritty and how intense the vocal is here, and especially because of how high it is, the intensity feels even more. Yeah, this melody here adds just a little sprinkling of brightness. I don't think I ever realized just how emotive Juyeon is when he's singing an intense song. Kind of reminds me of Soyun a little bit. This kind of little like give and take guitar solo post-bridge moment. Very cool. And then switch gears, right? Oh, this song still hits just as hard. I also definitely felt like I was screaming that first chorus a little bit. I have to admit, wearing IEMs and trying to sing along, I have no idea how loud I'm talking. So apologies if I blew out your eardrums there, but Strawberry Cake is just so much fun. There's a reason why it's one of my favorite Xdinary Heroes songs of all time so far. And it's because it's got the intensity, it's got the fun, it's got the heaviness, and it's got the screaming high vocals. That is just so nice. But I don't think I've properly paid attention to the MV of this song before. And I find it really amusing just when Juyeon gets into that high vocal, that focused, intense, really high vocal mode, that if he doesn't have his face scrunched up, he kind of looks through the upper half of his eyelid, and he's got a very emotive, especially upper half of his face, and it reminds me a lot of when Seolyoon gets into her high vocal moments. If you watched her Limujin Service episode, I don't know how many of you are familiar with that mix on their side of their music, but on Seolyoon's episode of Limujin Service, I also noticed how she often looks up when she's singing a more intense song, and she also her face gets a little emotive in a very interesting way, and I never put two and two together. That's very amusing to me. But yes, the song has everything I want, and this is one of those rare times where on a band-based song, I want this song to be slow because I want to feel everything. And Strawberry Cake does not shy away from letting you feel everything. Even though it might get a little bit brighter in that second half of the chorus. I mean, admittedly, it's not bright, but in the context of the rest of the song, it is brighter. But yeah, this song is terrific. This song goes into this song doesn't. I mean, Xdinary Heroes do not hold back. Even on a sappy ballad like Good Enough, they don't hold back. That's one of the things that I like about them, is that they're not going to half-ass anything. They're really going to go full send. No matter what the genre is or what type of song it is, they're going to go full send. Strawberry Cake, vocally, full send. Right, and one final song on the album to check out. Of course, track number 6 is the instrumental title, but we're not going to listen to that here. So this is track number 5, titled Pirates. Lyrics by Song Hee-jin, Kevin Oppa, Odo Junhan, and Juyeon. There we go. Composition: Song Hee-jin, Kevin Oppa, Oda Junhan, Juyeon, with Kevin Oppa on arrangement. Talk about slowing down the song a little bit. Is Goodwill using timpani mallets back there? It is a little bit loud. Let's turn it down a notch. Love a cheeky cymbal roll. The timpani mallets is a very good choice on the drum kits for this. It provides a lot more mellower sound. Cool vocal and guitar unison part here. What an interesting pacing for the song, though. It's like this should be the pacing of like a ballad, but it listens nothing like a ballad. I am a sucker for a good cymbal roll like that. Oh, alright, Jungsu. Get a little growl in there, why don't you? Here, this pre-chorus feels very ballady. But this chorus is not very ballady on the ears. It almost feels like a rebellious waltz that instead of being written in the proper 3/4 time signature got written 4/4 instead. Oh, the sauce is very tasty though. I don't know why I found that final firm piano note really funny, but I find it really funny. It's just da 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 donk. That's it. It's a very effective final note, though. It definitely wraps up the song in a nice, concise manner, but what an interesting song. Rarely am I, like, lost for words into how to describe a song, but it's happened twice today. I think once it happened on the Yuna album, Yuna Growth Theory album that I listened to earlier tonight, and Pirates. Like, I genuinely don't know what the best way is to describe Pirates. Like, the thing that immediately comes to mind is that, you know, the rebellious waltz that's written in 4 instead of in 3. And let me explain. So, the waltz, as a style of music, is traditionally, I think it has to be written in a bass 3 time signature. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Because the nature of the dance revolves around the 3-step beat. So a waltz will... I'm pretty sure a waltz has to be written in 3. Again, it's been a very long time since I've done classical music theory, so I may be completely misremembering that. If I am, apologies. Oof. The breath in at the wrong time there. But this Pirates, in a way, progresses like how a waltz normally would, except there's one too many beats in a measure. Hence why it can't be a waltz, because the waltz, you know, has that natural 3 element to it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That a waltz needs that odd numbered beat sway to it. You can't waltz to a 4. Every dance move revolves around 3. You can't fit 3 into 4 evenly. So then, you know, you have a title like Pirates. Is this supposed to be kind of sea shanty-esque? And for me, no, it doesn't really come across as sea shanty either. Alright, then let's approach this from a pop point of view. Pop albums oftentimes will end with one of 2 options. A party banger is like an encore song to finish the album, or a ballad, an emotional ballad. Pirates, while it has the BPM that would be fitting for an emotional ballad, does not listen like a ballad at all either. In certain places, it has essences of a ballad, but the overall song doesn't listen like a ballad either. It doesn't give off fan song vibes either. It's very clearly not a party banger or an encore banger to finish. Then what is it, is the real question. It has so many different pieces from so many different genres and styles of music coming in that there's no like one definitive definition for the song. And that on its own is very impressive, because they've done it in a way where it's not overwhelmingly confusing, but at the same time, it's really hard to classify into like what it is. That's an interesting one. That's a doozy of a song. It's a very good song, but it's a doozy to try and like categorize, because everything else on the album you can kind of categorize based off of what it is. Apart from Pirates for me. Oh. I didn't expect to end the album like that, But I'm kind of glad we did, because we got to let the musical brain kind of cook a little bit. Very cool, though. I had a lot of fun with that. A weird amount of fun with that. Like, 'cause I think for me, actually the Overload album might be the album that I really just do not know. In terms of, like, if we're talking in terms of proportions of, like, songs that I know to songs that I don't know, Overload might be the album that I know the least about. But this Hello World EP, I was going into it with a little bit of baseline knowledge. Well, off of one song of Strawberry Cake and nothing else. And I mean, what the immediate thing is that microphone chemistry. They feel so much more gelled in than compared to Happy Death Day, and that's an understandable point, right? Like, you're not gonna sound absolutely 120% perfect on the debut. That's just not physically possible. Now that they've had one release under their belt, they're a lot more fleshed out. They know where certain pieces come in, and I reckon we're going to see another bump in the improvement side of things moving forward into the next album when we cover that Overload album next Sunday. So I'm going to wrap it up here for tonight, but if you are interested, keep your eyes peeled for that coming next week. Also, let me actually confirm September release calendar. Xdinary Heroes drops tomorrow. Like, we have open beta 6.4 tomorrow, so if you are interested in that, of course, keep your eyes peeled for that, because we will be covering that tomorrow as well as the Overload album next Sunday. And that'll finish up the Xdinary Heroes deep dive. It's not very deep of a deep dive, but considering we've done every single other album past that point in detail, I can't really do much else. So, yes, I've waffled for long enough tonight. I'm going to leave you all here. Thank you all for watching along with me, listening along with me. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did. One last request from me today: let us work together as a community to bring a little bit of extra happiness back into the world, whether it be, checking in with your friends and family, holding the door open for somebody, or even picking up a piece of trash off the street. Just watch one small act of kindness that may brighten up someone else's day to day. And know that wherever you are in the world, should you ever be going through a tough time in your life, for whatever reason it may be, even though I'm just some guy on the internet who waffles about music in his free time, know that I will always be a friend, an ally, and a shoulder to lean on whenever you need me. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other, spread the love, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye! And I am glad this is the last one, because I don't think I can actually formulate a coherent sentence anymore. Oh gosh.